In the early 1600s, an Italian scientist named Galileo Galilei, whom Albert Einstein called the father of modern science, made a discovery that forever changed our understanding of the universe. Galileo's discovery is part of why this period in European history is known as the Scientific Revolution. For many centuries, people had believed that the Earth was at the center of the universe. This view, known as heliocentrism, was endorsed by the Catholic Church, whose astronomical teachings were widely accepted at the time. Galileo was not content to accept ideas just because they were traditional. He sought to understand the universe through direct observation. He built a new telescope that improved on existing models, and on a crisp winter night in January 1610, he pointed it toward the planet Jupiter. He observed 3 bright objects near the planet. At first, he thought they were stars. But over the next several nights, he saw them move in ways that stars would not, and he noticed a 4th. He meticulously recorded their positions and soon realized that they were actually moons that were orbiting Jupiter. This was unprecedented. Never before had anyone observed moons around a planet other than the Earth. In fact, it was the first direct evidence that objects in the heavens orbited around anything other than the Earth. Galileo's discovery provided strong new evidence for heliocentrism, which said that the Earth orbited the Sun and not the other way around. Galileo published his findings in a pamphlet called The Starry Messenger. The news generated great interest and excitement within the scientific community in Europe. It was also met with skepticism and fierce resistance. Not only did it threaten to overturn hundreds of years of scientific understanding, it also posed a serious challenge to the authority of religious teaching. In the Church's opinion, Scripture clearly taught geocentrism, not heliocentrism. Galileo seemed to be questioning the authority of the Bible itself. Catholic astronomers initially challenged Galileo's claim to have observed moons around Jupiter. But as good telescopes became more widely available and allowed others to repeat his observations, it became very difficult to deny that there were indeed moons orbiting Jupiter. But what did this mean? In 1632, Galileo presented his astronomical theories in a book called A Dialogue Concerning the Two World Systems, referring to heliocentrism and geocentrism. He defended heliocentrism against the Church's objections. His case rested primarily on many precise astronomical observations, including his own earlier discovery of Jupiter's moons. As a result, Galileo was tried for heresy, the crime of going against the Church's beliefs. He was convicted and put under house arrest for the rest of his life, though he continued his scientific research until his death in 1642. Galileo's revolutionary discovery highlights 3 key aspects of scientific reasoning: observation, the nature of reasoning, and experience. First, it shows how central observation is to scientific reasoning. Arguments need premises to support their conclusions. Those premises reflect our evidence. Galileo's case shows the tremendous power of detailed, accurate observations in providing us with crucial evidence. Second, it points to a shift in our understanding of reasoning itself. The Church called Galileo's book foolish and absurd because it explicitly contradicts in many places the sense of Holy Scripture. This reflects an idea known as dogmatism, that some claims, because of where they come from, are certain no matter what. Modern scientific reasoning is incompatible with dogmatism. It says that every claim about the world can be questioned. And if we have evidence against a dogmatic claim, that doesn't mean the evidence should be suppressed. Instead, it means the dogmatic claim should be questioned. Third, Galileo's case highlights the centrality of experience to observation. Observations don't come from your imagination or your own personal philosophy or your religious beliefs. They come from your senses. Using your senses, you can directly perceive information about the world. And by paying attention to what other people report, in other words, to their testimony, you can indirectly gather information that they've perceived. Perception and testimony are essential to human rationality, but during the scientific revolution, both sources of information took on new significance. The development of precise instruments, such as telescopes and microscopes, meant that people could observe much more than they had ever been able to before. And the emergence of the printing press meant that precise observations could be quickly and reliably shared in ways that had been previously impossible. Galileo's discovery not only changed our understanding of how the universe works, it changed the way we answer questions about how the universe works. It showed us how precise observations, drawn from direct experience and the reliable testimony of others, could overturn ideas that had been held to be certain for hundreds of years.